Every week we're watching Christian movies, race cars, lasers, aeroplanes. It's a duck blur. We'll suck on our dinks. Please sponsor us, Pure Flix, Pure Boys, woo! Twice a week with Zach and Johnny, Pure Boys, woo! Don't forget our Malibu dance show, Pure Boys. One set of tracks in the sand behind us, safely held in the arms of Jesus. Having a beach day with the Lord, it's Pure Boys. Twice a week with Zach and Johnny, Pure Boys, woo! Pure Boys, woo! Not ponytails or cottontails, no Pure Boys. Freck. Yeah, new theme song, baby. That's the brand new original theme song for Pure Boys. That's not based on anything.
Original.
I wrote everything myself, did all the music. None of that is copywritten. That is all original. You hear that, YouTube?
Yeah, the duck stuff. Definitely.
That's right. I coined the term duck blur. Everybody knows that. When they think of the Pure Boys and Zachariah Ty Bryant, they think, it's a duck blur, baby.
Yeah, we're the duckiest ducks in town.
That's right. Quack, quack, Mr. Duckworth.
One of my favorite characters of all time, Mr. Ducksworth.
Yeah, that's true. Owner and operator of the Mighty Ducks franchise, the children's Pee Wee hockey team.
Yeah, and the NHL team.
Exactly. In the Mighty Ducks universe, of which there's a new Disney Plus show coming out, and I'm pretty excited for it.
What?
Are they called the Mighty Ducks in the first movie, or are they just called the Ducks?
I'm pretty sure their jersey says the Mighty Ducks.
Like, what a name to come up with. The Mighty Ducks. Nah, Ducks isn't strong enough. They need something in front of it. I don't know, the, like, Wet Ducks? No.
The Flying Ducks?
No, well, that's closer. That's better, yeah.
They do fly.
Yeah. What about, like, the Quacking Ducks? The Mighty Ducks!
Rolls off the taint.
It does, yeah. Hey, what's up? Welcome to Pure Boys. I'm Zachariah Ty Bryant.
And I am Jonathan Taylor.
If you spell that name, there are no A's in it. It's all O's. That's how I've been spelling it. No, I've been spelling it with all O's. Every A is replaced with an O. Yeah, I know. We're changing it up every time. Whatever.
I control my own name.
No, not when you don't write any of the tweets or any of the write-ups or anything. Somebody else controls your name at that point. Our assistant.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Ducksworth.
Exactly. We could just change your name to Johnny Ducksworth if you want.
We could, but I don't know if I can remember that many names.
Yeah, that's fair.
Plus,
yeah.
I got this hot bit about being called Taylor. I'm going to pepper it in like, I don't know, episode 20 or something.
Nice. I'm excited to hear it. I love your hot bits and your hot beefs. Yeah.
You love my hot briefs.
Yeah. Yeah, that's correct. That's what I said, and I meant it. This week, we are talking about I didn't catch the year. Who cares? The 2014, I think, classic Like a Country Song starring Billy Ray Cyrus. Yeehaw.
And Joel Smallbone. Don't forget about him.
Forgot about
Everybody
Joel Smallbone.
knows Joel Smallbone.
Mm-hmm. Well, he is the lead singer of a Christian country band whose name I didn't bother to write down in real life. Maybe at the time.
He's from Australia.
Is that why there's an Australian flag on his wall?
Heck yes, that is.
That's ridiculous. That's terrible world building movie. That doesn't make any sense. Like the whole movie, I was like, why does this country boy have an Australian flag on his wall? What a random thing to do in your like your middle-aged wife's house. It's such a weird choice.
Yeah, I could see if it was in like the background or like a small picture somewhere, but it is prominently displayed in the apartment scenes.
You walk in and it's the first thing you see. It's like having a poster of that Christina Aguilera Rolling Stones cover on your wall right by the front door.
Yeah, I watched this before bed and all I could see was the Australian flag when I went to bed.
Well, that was God trying to give you a sign. Move to Australia, mate.
Yeah, crikey. Right?
Yeah, the Lord is Steve Irwin, and he was coming to you in your dream. He was coming to you in your dream. But before we get into all of this stuff, gosh, we're so far into the episode already, and we haven't even done the Pure Boys prayer. Also, thank you for doing the sign of the cross at me. I appreciate that. We don't do that enough to each other. Do the sign of the cross. All right, if you're ready, let's start this episode the way we start all episodes, with the Pure Boys prayer. God bless our podcast. God bless all podcasts. I love you.
How'd that come off on your end?
Really good. Like, perfectly synced, except for the I love you was a little off, but that's okay. We're speaking that one from the heart. So that was easily our best prayer yet. I'm very proud of us.
Yeah, we love you.
We love you. And I love you.
I love you.
Thank you for saying it back. I would have been shook if you hadn't.
Yeah, heartbroken. You gotta say I love you back, even if it's on a first date and you don't mean it.
Yeah, even if you're saying I love you initially on a first date, even if that's how you open a first date. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Zachariah Ty Bryant. I love you.
Yeah, even if you're slurping your first string of spaghetti, you gotta say it back.
Slurping your first string, hoping she's got the other end.
Yeah, you always split a plate of spaghetti on your first date. Meatballs are, maybe.
Optional. I mean, what's she into? Is she vegetarian? Then maybe don't get a meat sauce and don't get meatballs on it. But if she's not, give her all the meat you can handle.
If I'm into her, I get meatballs. If I'm not into her, I get turkey balls.
Ooh.
If I'm feeling so, no balls whatsoever, but I still say I love you.
You tell her that. By the way, I'm not giving you any balls tonight. I'm not really feeling this date.
I love you.
I love you. She go, well, thanks for telling me you're not into me and also telling me that you love me. I don't know how to take that or how to feel about it.
Well, you want to get nasty later, so you tell them you love them.
Of course, yeah. You're trying to get laid. That's the whole point of going on a date. Otherwise, what are you doing? Trying to find a soulmate? Pfft, loser. Trying to get laid, buddy.
Sex positive.
That's right. No kink shaming. Do it on the first date or don't go on a second.
Yeah.
That's the official stance of the Pure Boys. Give it up on the first date. Men, women, and everything in between. Give it up.
Shake your bits.
That's right. Show them to them at the restaurant and say, I love you.
Yeah, this is a two-way street. Mm-hmm. You can be a female and say I love you first.
Yeah.
Definitely about that.
As long as you stand up at the table in the nice Italian restaurant and show them your bits and say I love you, then it's fine. What guy wouldn't say no?
You can order balls.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Sex positive, kink positive, public nudity positive. These are the tenets of the Pure Boys. Yeah. Look at our rap sheets to see how committed we are to this bit.
Yeah, rapping sheets.
Exactly. So before we get to like a country song, by the way, PureFlix, hit us up if you ever want to do a sponsorship. We'd love to show for you guys. Hit us up at pureboyspod@gmail.com and at pureboys on Twitter. And wherever you listen to the Pure Boys, give us a rating, give us 5 stars, write a review, and tell us how much you love us. And make sure to say I love you in the review, because we'll say it right back to you on the show.
Yeah, make sure you say I love you. I love that.
Mm-hmm. And subscribe to us on YouTube at Pure Boys Podcast. All right, that's all the shilling out of the way. And eventually we'll be shilling for PureFlix. And our new show on PureFlix, I don't know what it'll be called yet, but something.
How about PureFlix?
That's what the show is called.
Yeah.
But it's spelled FLICKS, and we just review movies.
Yeah, flick you.
What if we had like a Siskel... Oh, frick you, by the way. What if we had like a Siskel and Ebert style show on PureFlix where we were giving thumbs up, thumbs down... no, wait. Instead of giving thumbs up, thumbs down, we give crucifix up and then reverse crucifix if we don't like something.
Yeah, definitely. Who's going to be Siskel? Who's going to be Ebert? I think you're more of a Siskel.
Oh, okay. I was going to say I'm a bit of a chunky boy, so I'd be more of an Ebert. But I'll be Siskel. Oh, that's fine.
I'll wear a pillow under my shirt.
Yeah, you'll wear the fat girl, whatever that movie's called. We have a name for it. Fat Chance. Yeah, it's not called Fat Girl. I'll tell you that much. Hey, would you mind starring in a movie called Fat Girl? Who do I play? Well, you would play the fat girl, of course.
Yeah, the titular fat girl.
Exactly. But we're not here to talk about Fat Girl. We're here to talk about Like a Country Song. But before we even get to that, we have everyone's favorite segment, the thing you're tuning in for, listeners all over the world, and whatever part of Jerusalem you're listening to this in. This is your favorite segment, so here it is without any further ado.
The Kevin Sorbo Tweet of the Week.
All right, get on your sarcastic hats for this one.
Ooh.
Let's raise the minimum wage to $100 an hour so nobody's poor.
I mean, I know Kevin thinks that's a bad idea, but why not? Why not? I love the idea of nobody being poor. It sounds like Kevin doesn't, but I'm certainly on board with that.
He loves the fact that there are poor people out there that he can lord his fame over, I guess.
I mean, as Malibu Dan would put it, filthy poor.
What a weird stance to take to, like, really rag on the poor.
Right?
Yeah, I want poor people.
Right? I want people to have to work 3 jobs just to afford a single-bedroom apartment. They're trash. That's what they deserve. Kevin Sorbo, this is my stance.
They deserve this slog of life.
Well, if you're Frayne, you would think so, right? If you're poor, you deserve it, and you didn't work hard enough to become rich. So maybe that's the official stance of Kevin Sorbo and Frayne.
And they're just asking for $15 an hour. They just want a livable wage. It should have been raised years ago. Yeah. Anyways, this is not a political
podcast. Even though that was a very political tweet, not a political podcast.
It's what he do, man.
That's true. That's Kevin's whole thing. He loves politics and he loves the Lord. You decide which one he loves more.
Yeah, he loves trashing on the poor.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Yeah, that's his number one thing. I love trashing the poor. The end. Full stop.
And he's going to keep it that way.
As he should. He deserves it. He's the man.
As his God should.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. The Lord helps those who helps himself. And if you don't help yourself, then you deserve it, I guess, is what he's saying.
Yeah. You're poor for a reason.
God, the Lord is so
and that's
cool.
the season.
The Lord is so cool like that. He just, frick you if you're born into poverty. Frick you. Good luck.
Yeah, he wears bell bottoms. He has an open shirt with a big chain.
It's right.
Jesus is so cool.
Does he have a piece on that chain, or is it just a solid Cuban link?
I think he has both.
That's very cool. I have chains. Why I should start wearing my chains on the show. I'd probably feel a lot cooler.
We should start making cross chains.
Sure, I'm down for that. Are we done the Kevin Sorbo tweet of the week? Can I shut this music off? Okay.
Yeah, shoot the shot off.
Shoot the shot off. Yeah. I have, not to brag about my chains, but I do have a replica. I do have a replica of the chain that Vin Diesel wears in the Fast and the Furious franchise. I bought that on my birthday for myself a few years ago, and it is dope as frick. It's awesome.
Yeah. Did you get that on the eBay?
No, I got it on one of those personalized ads on Facebook. And it
oh no,
it took like 6 months to get to me, to the point where I was like, I don't think I'm getting this chain. I think I spent $20 on nothing. It only cost me $20, not to brag or anything. Got a good deal on it, so no big deal. But
you can't do Facebook ad buying. It's probably got a China chip in it.
It probably does, actually.
It's gonna EMP your life.
Oh my God, I hope that doesn't. This could really happen. If it EMPs my life, over 900,000 people will die in the first day if that happens.
It could EMP your wife.
Oh no, not my wife. Hey, listen to our Amerigeddon episode if you want to hear more EMP talk.
Yeah, lots of EMP talk. I'd say like a good chunk, like a 40-minute chunk on EMPs and nuclear blasts.
And hey, guess what? I was right. Only nuclear blasts cause EMPs. So
I don't think you have anything to back that up.
I think I have Google searches to back that up. So how about you eat crow?
Everybody knows you Bing everything.
That's true. I only Bing porn. I Google everything else. All my porno comes from Bing.
Because Microsoft doesn't record anything, so you Bing your porn and then you Google your facts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bing is my incognito mode.
Yeah,
exactly.
Perfect.
Hey, we're talking about Like a Country Song this week. Oh, before we get started, I have not a gift. It's a gift from myself, but I picked up something in honor of this, and this isn't going to translate to the listeners at all. This is just for you and me to enjoy, Johnny. I bought a little tin sign for myself off of Virage sale for $5.
What's it made out of?
Tin. So I'll hold it up so you can see what it is.
Okay, so there's a horse.
Yep.
And it says "Cowgirl by choice."
Mm-hmm.
Gotta ride.
Gotta ride. So it's a nice tin sign that's got a cowgirl just kind of comforting a horse, and it says "Cowgirl by choice, gotta ride." That's my new favorite piece of art that I have in my house.
It's very inspiring, and I cannot wait until we get to like Cowgirl Month, because there are a lot of films with cowgirls.
Exactly, and I bought it because this is like a country song, right? So I like to think that my life is like a country song. That country song would be called "Cowgirl by Choice," and that's my whole thing. If listeners, if you have a shirt, an extra large men's shirt that says "Cowboys' butts drive me nuts," send it over my way. I want a shirt I'm pretty excited to get a shirt like that. Don't have one yet, but I'm really into cowgirl stuff right now.
Listeners, if you have an extra anything, send it to us.
Yeah. Hey, send us your Doomsday Prepper stuff. Tweet all that at us. Send
copies of Doom.
Exactly. Whatever version of Doom you want. Doom Eternal, Doom 2016, Original Doom. If you have videos of people talking in tongues, send those all our way. That's our jam. We love that stuff.
Yeah, email anything you want.
pureboyspod@gmail.com. Yeah, don't send us CP, but you can send us pretty much anything else. That's all we're asking.
Yeah.
There's no CP. And no death footage. I don't want to see dead people. Even if it's Jesus, I don't want to see that.
We do want blueprints for anything about doomsday prepping.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, send us the Anarchist Cookbook, and we'll take it from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this week we're talking about Like a Country Song. The Billy Ray Cyrus classic.
I swear there's going to be an episode where we never talk about the movie.
I mean, this show is slowly morphing into us just promising to talk about movies and then just rushing through them and then be, crap, we only have 15 minutes left to talk about Like a Country Song. Well, let's rush through it and get it all out. But not this week.
Good, because people, we really have to get through this with a fine-tuned comb, but people want to listen to us jib-jab.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why people tune in, not to hear us talk about Christian movies and other things. They want to just hear a couple of jibber-jabber and jabronis.
Yeah, that's a very thin veil for the show.
Exactly, yeah. So, what is Like a Country Song? Well, it's a movie starring Billy Ray Cyrus and Jackson Redbone, or whatever that guy's name was. What was his name?
Joel Smallbone.
Exactly. And also, it also stars Boo Boo Stewart, one of my favorite actors, star of the Twilight franchise. He plays Seth in the last 3 Twilight movies, the young boy werewolf who leaves the pack to join Jacob's pack. And in the fantasy sequence at the end of Breaking Dawn Part 2, he is killed by a vampire. But then it's just a fantasy, so he doesn't actually die. He's fine.
Good.
Yeah.
Great.
He also played... Go on.
He's a beautiful boy.
He is a beautiful boy. He played Warpath in X-Men Days of Future Past. He's been in so many movies. I'm so proud of all our Boo Boo Stewart.
Yeah, he's got really smooth skin. He shines and he glistens. And I wish I could give him a big hug because he deserves it in this movie.
I would love a big hug from Boo Boo Stewart because he's jacked as frick. That boy is like yoked to the maximum. This was the movie he made after X-Men Days of Future Past. So he's yoked to the nines to play Warpath. I don't know what Warpath's powers are. Who cares? But in this movie, he's coming off that still. So he's just a giant man hauling around bales of hay and bags of sod and stuff like that, and moinch and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, he is lugging around so many bags of moich. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
He's also not really the star of this movie at all. In fact, he disappears for like a good 45 minutes of it in the middle, but he's the star in my heart.
The writers shoehorn in a best friend character, and he's nothing.
Yeah, the only character who doesn't have a best friend is Billy Ray Cyrus, which is kind of heartbreaking.
What about Reggie?
Oh yeah, I forgot about Reggie. Yeah. What about Clinton? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the Clintons.
Exactly. Killary. This is not a political podcast. So
Welcome to Nashville.
Welcome to
Bucket loads of
Nashville.
Cashville.
Yeah, eating lots of Asheville. That's it.
Ooh, Asheville.
Asheville. That's what I said. Welcome to Nashville. You can say ass. It's fine. It's in the Bible. You can say in the Bible. I'm pretty sure Matthew 11:28 says eat in Asheville. I'm pretty sure that's what it says. That's where he got the lyrics for the song from.
Not in my America. In my opinion, ass is the worst of all swears.
That can't be true. That can't be true because we say it on the show and there's other words we self-censor. Dink is a worse word to you.
Yeah, get the dink out of here.
Exactly. So we open on Jake Sully playing kick-ass country music in a country bar. Welcome to Nashville. And, whatever. The one thing I noticed about this song, though, he's blasting country music, just rocking the crowd, and the crowd is clapping along for the entire song, which is too long to clap along to a song. And at some point, the clapping gets off beat. So the song is playing, and people are just like...
Yeah, because they had to refilm it over and over again, and they got tired.
Yeah, their hands were so sore. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they're bloody.
Their phalanges are broken. Oh my lord. They're never going to play guitar again.
Yeah.
But anyway, he plays the song. He throws his hat into the crowd at one point, and some 50-year-old cougar catches it, and he's like, that's who I'm sleeping with tonight. That's how this works. I throw my hat, you catch it, I'm sleeping with you, man, woman, or whatever.
That's Nashville, baby.
Welcome to Nashville.
I thought the song slapped. I looked up right away. I was like, is this a hit? Was this a hit?
And was it?
And no, I don't think so.
Oh, that's a shame, because it is a good country song. As someone who recently fell in love with country music in 2020, I can attest that's a banger of a country song. I wouldn't listen to it, but it's good.
It clicks and it clacks. It would get you signed, you would think.
For real. Well, he is signed at that point.
Well, it's tentative.
That's right. Yeah. Because we find out that Jake is a pretty unreliable guy. He's also a bit of a it's a weird scene because he throws his hat and then the song ends and he steps off the stage and a girl comes up to him and is like, hey, can I get a picture with you? And he's like, I'm trying to get my dink wet right now. Like, I'm trying to sleep with this cougar. And the cougar's like, come on, let's go. And he's like, you know what? Yeah, let's take a picture. It's like, it would take 2 seconds, Jake. Just take a picture with her, and then you can go sleep with that cougar. It's fine, man. You got lots of time. She doesn't, but you do.
Yeah, but they do want to create this version of him that he is a nice guy somewhat. So he does take a picture with this innocent tween.
Exactly. And he's like, the thing is, she's going to look at that picture and be like, he was fully erect in that picture. I don't understand why he took that picture with me. Actually, she loves him, so she'd probably be psyched. She'd be like, that's for me. And it's like, it's not for you. It's for the cougar.
Yeah, she's going to hold it tight to her chest and fall asleep at night and think
Exactly.
about Australia.
Yeah, that's right. So he tries to leave with this 6, let's be honest. And every man in the bar is trying to fight him over this woman. It's like, Matt, what do you...
She is a hard 8.
She is a hard 6, pal. She's she's aged. She's got some years on her. She's rode hard, put away wet.
She is 22 max. She is looking fine as wine.
No.
And all the boys want to fight over her. I think it's because she's tall. Are you a tallest?
I am, yeah. I can't stand tall anybody. I hate Shaq. I hate Yao Ming. I hate anybody tall.
Jack and the Beanstalk.
No, I like him because he's short. But the Beanstalk, I hate. I hate that Beanstalk.
Yeah, and the monster that lives up top.
Exactly, yeah. Cut it down. Build that wall. Build the... So, whatever. This guy tries to fight Jake. Her ex-boyfriend tries to fight Jake. He instead beats the guy up or punches him in the stomach and is like there's a point where he grabs the guy's face and is like, I'm gonna give you one chance to apologize. It's like, don't touch my face, man. Get away from me.
Yeah, it's an alpha move though.
True.
I think the sound effects are just too good. These guys are not great fighters, but the punching sounds that they make are sound like a good punch.
Oh yeah, straight out of Time Cop, straight out of a Van Damme movie.
Yeah, they probably ripped it right out of that.
You're right, yeah. So anyway, Jake wins. The reason we're harping on this is because it comes back later. This loser comes back later in the movie. Otherwise, we'd never
this
talk
is
about
titular.
this. Yeah. The next day at work, Jake doesn't show up because he's, hungover, I guess, and like sleeping on the couch, like fully clothed.
Why is he sleeping on the couch?
Fully clothed too. Like, so I guess he didn't sleep with that woman because
They had sex.
No, I don't think they did because he's fully clothed sleeping on the couch.
What do you think? He like pushed her in his bed and then went and slept on the couch?
I think they just got hammered, and he was like, "You can sleep in my bed. I'll sleep. I'm a gentleman. You can sleep in my bed. Don't puke in it, and I'll sleep on the couch." And then the next morning, she's like, "Here's my number. Call me." And he's like, "Yeah, right. Get out."
Yeah, he kind of shames her, and then Bobby comes in and kind of gives her a shame stare too.
Boo boo.
Like poor Amy. I felt bad for her.
You got her name? That's pretty good. Did you get her number too?
Yeah.
Well, welcome to Nashville.
553609.
Ooh, can't say that on the show. We're gonna have to bleep that out. That's your real number. Oh no, 553609.
Everybody knows 555 numbers were made for the movie.
That's right, baby. So whatever. His ex is back in town. Becca's a bit of a cutie. I'm gonna say that right now.
Yeah, because she's short.
And exactly. Yeah. She's 3'5", and that's the perfect woman.
Yeah, on stilettos.
Ooh, don't tease me, bro. So
and she's always having iced coffee.
Yeah, she literally, every scene, it's like there's a point of her drinking an iced coffee where I thought that it was like a refillable container, like it was her container, but then she just throws it out in a scene, and I went, what do you just buy a new refillable container every time? There's no way that's cost effective.
Oh, that thing is plastic, and she hates the environment but loves hating.
And like the time that she throws it out, she has like a huge thing of iced coffee, but she throws it out when she's maybe had 4 sips out of it. Just get a smaller one. You didn't want to drink all of that. How wasteful.
Every single time we see this cup, it is like 3/4 of the way full, and she never makes it through it. I clocked 7 of them.
Wow. He's holding up 5 fingers, but saying the number 7. Yeah,
this many.
We should have been drinking iced coffees while we did. I mean, I had I had an iced-ish coffee earlier, but I should have had one on the show to be more Becca.
I'm drinking regular coffee right now. I'm black. I'm a black man now.
Hey, you like your coffee like you like your women.
China.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, whatever. So Jake is like unreliable.
Yeah, Jake's a piece of crap.
Yeah, he's a piece of crap. He can't commit to like concerts. He doesn't show up at like a show. He just like skips things. And his manager's like, bro, you have to stop skipping things. And he's like, it doesn't matter. I don't want to be playing these kind of things anyway. And the manager's like, well, you have to. Like, you can't just do nothing and then expect like. At this show, there were record executives there who signed a different guy who performed named Taint. They signed Taint of all people, and you could have been Taint. You're a better singer than Taint, but you weren't there, so he got signed. And Jake's like, I don't care. Success will come to me. It's like, not if you don't do shows. What are you doing?
Yeah, he knows he's better than Taint. His manager knows he's better than Taint. Mm-hmm. Bobby definitely knows he's better than Taint.
Yeah.
But he's the one who got the deal.
Unbelievable. We never see this like elusive Taint, but you can imagine what he looks like. Just a real piece of trash.
Blonde, little short and scrawny.
Mm-hmm. Little twink of a country
weird.
Boy. Yeah, for sure. Smells like wet hair all the time, even though he's completely hairless.
Yeah, smooth criminal.
Exactly. Jake also works part-time or full-time or whatever. Whenever he's not hungover, he works at a greenhouse owned by his mom, Mia. Yeah. And,
Yeah, he says he was late, but he didn't show up at all. He just...
Right. Oh, you're talking about when Boo Boo comes to his house and is like, you're late for work. It's like, why did you leave work? Work is over.
Yeah, it seems like work is over, man.
Becca's back. She works at like a country. What was the store called? It was called like the Country Store or something like that. Like I said,
Yeah,
like,
it's a country and western store where they sell boots.
yeah, he wants those boots. So Jake goes and bothers her at work, and she's like, "I broke up with you," and he's like, "Come on, let's go on a date." And she's like, "All right, sure, that sounds good."
Yeah,
All
she
right.
like turns him down forever, and then at the end he's like, "Come on, give me a second chance." Okay.
Yeah, hey, I made a song for you, kind of, or about something. I don't know. Here's a burnt CD I made. It's 2014.
Here's a burnt iced coffee I made.
I wrecked the coffee, so I dumped some ice in it, and I gave it to you. She went, "That's okay. I'll only have 2 sips, and I'll throw it out anyway, like all the rest of my coffees."
And they act like they dated for years, but they only dated for like 3 months. And then Jake cheated on her, and then it was done.
Yeah.
Like, don't go back to this man.
Right? Clearly he's trash. But she found the Lord. She's like, you found God. And she's like, I didn't. Or no, he's like, you got godded. And she's like, I didn't get godded. I got saved. And it's like, well, that's the same thing. Don't, like, potato, whatever.
Yeah, potato.
Exactly. I should also mention everyone is wearing the heck out of some plaid button-up shirts. Everyone's looking real good in this. I'm a sucker for button-ups, like snap button shirts, and they're wearing a bunch of them in this movie.
Yeah, everybody's got a Jesus chain too.
Yeah, Jake has like a weird like it's made out of like steel. It's like a wire cross on his wall that's like 2 feet tall. It's such a weird thing considering he's like, God is dumb and everything, and just church is dumb, but he's got this huge crucifix on his wall over his keyboard. It's just such a weird little thing.
Yeah, his whole apartment makes no sense.
I mean, his whole, like, when they showed him sleeping on the couch and they showed the apartment, I went, oh, this is that cougar's apartment. And then he's like, get out of my house. And you're like, you live in this place? What? Is she your interior decorator? What? Your house is like, it's just so boring and like plain. And where are the posters? You're like 21 years old. Aren't you cool?
That would have made way more sense if it was her apartment. Like the Australia flag would have made a little bit more sense. And like, yeah, she's blonde. She's from Australia.
Mm-hmm. Oh, also Billy Ray Cyrus is in this movie. He's like,
right. Kind of glossed over that whole thing.
He plays some drunk like roadie who like sets up stages and then is also Jake's dad, we find out, and also killed Jake's sister. Spoiler alert, like accidentally. He backed up a truck out of a driveway and then they got T-boned by a car and that killed his daughter, who was Jake's sister and Mia's daughter. And so he abandoned his family, and then Jake's mom just told Jake that his dad was dead. And he's like, "Oh, okay, my dad's dead."
On purpose.
Yep. And then that's fine. Like, and then he finds out that Billy Ray Cyrus is his dad, and he goes, "Well, I guess you're my dad then. I hate my mom because she told me you were dead, but welcome back to my life."
Yeah, welcome back, Billy Ray Cyrus, to my life.
Exactly.
He really missed out because Billy Ray, I mean, he's the best.
He is, yeah. He's the OG country superstar.
Yeah, welcome to Nashville.
Yeah. Becca and Jake go on a date, but it's not really a date. She like blindfolds him and then drives
and hogties him.
Mm-hmm, and leaves him on train tracks like she's Snidely Whiplash. And she takes him to a church where they're like going to feed, like they're feeding the poor or whatever. Like they have like a buffet style thing where, you know, underprivileged people can come and then they feed them, which is actually pretty nice and like a pretty nice thing to do. But Jake sees like a father and son and like has PTSD about it and leaves and is like, I'm out of here. And then my favorite part of that whole sequence is the next day when Becca catches up to him. She's like, I had to bum a ride home. We took your truck and you left me there. And I had to like bum a ride to my car, which is a funny little piece of business.
Yeah, he just leaves her there. She drove his truck that is on lifts. He has a big old truck
that barely starts. Like there's like an issue with the battery or something. He's like, you gotta jiggle the key to get it to start.
There's way too much focus on her jiggling those keys.
Right?
It was a long scene.
And then like, so she is like mad at him, but then the next scene they just go on an actual date. Like he just bails on her and she's like, I'm mad at you for doing that. And he's like, well, let's go out for dinner tonight. And she goes, okay, that sounds great. Pick you up at 8.
Yeah, he just keeps being a terrible human being and asks for forgiveness. And she's like, oh, okay. I don't care that you left me stranded at this church that is miles out of town, apparently.
Yeah, for real. But then like they go to a bar, a country western bar, and like the band is like, oh my God, we got Jake Sully in the crowd tonight. Jake, why don't you come on up here and sing a song? And he's like, nah. And then Becca goes, I'll sing a song. And the crowd goes, who are you? Like, why would we want to hear you sing a song? But then she's a good singer. She sings some song about like, I'm not a woman or something. I don't know what it was about. Do you remember what that song was?
It's Real Woman.
That's right, yeah.
Y'all know Real Woman.
Yeah, it's not I'm not a woman, it's I'm a real woman. That's what it is.
Y'all know Real Woman? You're looking at one.
Great line.
That is not the answer to my question.
Yeah.
Do you know the song or not?
Do you know, man, I feel like a woman or not? You're looking at one.
But she crushes it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the audience didn't ask for that, though.
No. I mean, it's nice. At least she was good. If she'd have been bad, they were like, well, why are we doing this? Get her off this. Get Jake Sully up there. We want to hear Jake Sully sing.
I also clocked that everybody has Blackberries in this movie in 2014.
Yeah, like everyone. Billy Ray Cyrus, Jake, and watching them try to text on them is painful. Like, it just like takes so long to write a text. It's horrible.
This is like a good 5 to 6 years after BlackBerry just died and went away.
And those are like advanced Blackberries, and they're just junkas in this movie. But everyone has. Welcome to Nashville. You get your Blackberry and your cowboy hat right at the door.
Tim Hortons.
Yeah, that's another thing. All the roadies live at a hotel, I guess, in like the dining room of a hotel, and they're all drinking Tim Hortons coffee, which is like, is that a Nashville thing? Like, I would have never guessed that, but here we are.
I was trying to look for a connection between BlackBerry and Tim Hortons ownership at that time, but I didn't find anything. It was weird product placement.
Yeah, I mean, they're both Canadian. They're both Canadian companies, so.
Well, yeah, it didn't seem like they had any connection. There must have been some production manager that like was Canadian or something.
Had to have been, right? The set designer was like, oh, we're just going to put a bunch of Canadian stuff in here. You're going to listen to the newest Drake album in your truck.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah?
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. I got you. Yeah. Yep.
Hallelujah.
There's more to life than being a star, Jake. Not to me, there isn't. All right, well, calm down. We're on a date. You're yelling at me. We're on the bridge. Don't yell at me, please. Don't yell crazy things like there's nothing more to life than me than being a star. What a sad thing to yell at somebody.
That's all Jake wants out of life. Why can't you live with that, Becca?
Right? Yeah, kiss him. It's not like we haven't kissed before.
Yeah, he calls her beautiful and then goes in for a kiss.
Well, first he kisses her on the cheek just to kind of warm things up. And she goes, all right, well, maybe I'll turn my head a little bit. And then she goes, no, I can't. I can't kiss you. That's sinful.
Yeah, she's right with God.
Exactly. She got religious. I didn't get religious. I got saved.
Yeah, according to religious people, women do not like to freak.
No, God, no. They don't feel that kind of way. But men, they listen to Missy Elliott's Get Your Freak On all day, every day. It's constantly playing in their heads. It's like a pulse that just fuels them throughout the day.
Yeah, it's their pump-up music before they go on dates.
Yeah, yeah. As they're shaving their pubes, they're listening to Get Your Freak On.
I just trim. I don't shave.
That's a good call. Yeah, you don't want to get ingrown hairs or anything like that.
Yeah, definitely don't want ingrown hairs down there.
God, no.
Fun.
You know what else is fun? Getting forgiven for killing your daughter at her grave. That's a really fun thing. When you go to the grave of your daughter and your wife shows up and forgives you for killing her, that's a really nice moment.
Yeah, after you abandoned your family and she just cried at the sight of you when you showed up originally.
Yeah, and then told your son you were dead. And went, well... Which, like, here's the thing that doesn't make sense about that whole situation. Jake was 10 when that happened. So that was like 11 years ago. And he just went, like, he was a thinking person at that point. And she just went, yeah, your dad's dead. He's like, oh, okay. Like, are we going to have a funeral or anything?
Fine.
And she's like, nah, that's fine. Don't worry about it.
Based on the flashbacks and everything, he looked like a dumb kid. So maybe he just like accepted it. And that's what you do as a good kid. You accept what your parents tell you and you move on.
You watch your mom get drunk every night and neglect you. And you go, boy, I wish my dad wasn't dead. But, well, wishes come true, I guess. Yeah.
He's up there with Lily.
Mm-hmm. Jake and his dad are exactly the same, though. They both turn to drink when they're stressed out. They're both country singers, and I guess that's it. I guess they don't. Yeah, that's it.
They're both Australian. They both have brown hair.
They both
drive trucks.
Mm-hmm. They both have daughters named Hannah Montana.
Yeah. They both aspire to be doctors.
Mm-hmm. They both show up 30 minutes late to recording sessions and get their contracts terminated.
Yeah, and are terrible at recording.
Right? That is awful. His like attempt to sing during that scene. I was like, I feel like I could sing better. I feel like the new theme song for our show is better than his attempt at singing in that scene.
Well, you're not wrong there.
Thank you.
You nailed her in the bullet.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a saying?
Yep. It's like a duck blur, you know? It's the same thing.
It's a duck blur.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you kept that line. It's my favorite.
Well, I was trying to think of a line to put there, and then I went, it's a duck blur is fine.
It's a freaking duck blur.
It's a good line. Why would I change the classic?
Yeah, the original classic.
After Jake gets his contract terminated at the recording studio, his truck is dead, his battery's dead, so he has to like walk home in the middle of the road like a jerk. Like just walking down the middle of the highway, trucks swerving around him, and he's just like, hey, get out of the way, buddy. It's like, you're the one walking down the road.
Well, he throws up his thumb, and the guy's obviously upset that he's in the middle of the highway.
Yeah.
And he's like over a hill, so he like sees him at the last moment.
Yeah.
It's just like, dumb Dugan. Maybe this is when he dies.
Maybe. Oh, yeah, we should also mention there's been like a country angel just like showing up in his life. Just like a guy wearing a red bandana and a slick cowboy hat, just playing a guitar, just leaning against lampposts that Jake sees for a second. And then when he does a double take, the guy's gone. That guy's popped up like 4 or 5 times at this point. You're like,
listen,
right.
Listener, if you don't know by now that there's an angel that pops up once in a while to these people that are pieces of crap, these protagonists, then you haven't been watching Christian films.
Mm-hmm. There's always an angel that pops in, or some kind of, I don't know, wise black man or something. Somebody sets them on the right path. In this case, it's a country singer angel.
Yeah,
that's that. Yeah. Was that his name? He's like a real person, though. There's like this weird meta thing with him. We're getting to it. We're getting to it. Jake goes home and he's just getting hammered. He's just getting hammered on Jack. His mom shows up.
Taking shots.
His mom shows up and is like, by the way, your dad's not dead. Here's a bunch of cards he sent you every year for your birthday. And he's like, oh, where's my dad? And she's like, he's at the hotel, I guess. So Jake just drunk drives to the hotel. She doesn't offer to drive him. He's hammered on Jack, gets in his Ford Explorer and drives to the hotel.
Yeah, this is 2014 though, so drunk driving is way cool.
Oh yeah. It is cool. It's still cool. It's less cool now, but it's still pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, if you're in Nashville, you know, when in Nashville.
Well, welcome to Nashville. We're all drunk driving here. So he shows up at the hotel, and like his dad is joined this religious group run by Reggie, the tour manager. Just like, all my boys, I save all my boys. The Lord loves these crusty old roadies. And so Jake like shows up as his dad is confessing to like the death of his daughter. And Jake just stands in the doorway and listens to him like confess that, you know, she was 5 and I didn't put her booster seat in the car. And then we backed out of the driveway and we got T-boned and she was killed. And it's like, well, I don't think the booster seat would have saved her. She probably still would have been killed if the impact of the T-bone killed her.
Yeah, she got crumpled.
Yeah, that's what it wrote. That was written on the death certificate. Crumpled.
That's why he abandoned his family. He couldn't get over the crumpling.
Exactly. I led that man to the Lord that day. So,
yeah, so Jake's just crying in the hallway.
Yeah. And like Reggie knows who Jake is. Like his dad storms out after him and Reggie's like, "Jake, wait." It's like, how do you know Jake? I guess he's a country fan. Welcome to Nashville.
Reggie knows everything. He's a tour manager. They just know what's going on.
Exactly. There's a great moment where Jake is trying to storm out of the hotel, but as he's leaving, he has to stop so that the automatic doors can open, and it like really takes all the fury out. Like it really just kind of takes the sting out of his like anger. Like he just has to stop and wait for these automatic doors to slowly open, when if it was anything, he'd throw the doors open angrily, right? But instead he just has to be like, oh, God, and then storm through them again. It's very funny.
Yeah, it dampens the angst.
Exactly. And then he throws Billy Ray Cyrus against the truck and goes, "You ain't my dad.
Kisses
My dad is
him.
dead." Yeah, he kisses him a little bit, a couple of times, and goes, "If you were my dad, would I do this?" And then he kisses him a bunch of times.
On the cheek.
Well, at first. And then Billy Ray's like, "Well, maybe I'll turn my head a little bit." Because he's not really that
Maybe
religious.
this isn't my son.
I haven't really been fully saved at this point. I can still kiss my son. That's fine.
Yeah, let's have a drink.
Exactly. So they make out for a little bit, and then Jake leaves. And Billy Ray's like, I'm so confused. I just don't know what to feel anymore.
Yeah, this is the crux of the film.
Yeah, exactly.
Where they question their sexuality.
and other taboos.
Yeah.
Like arguably bigger taboos than your sexuality.
Yeah, like dink touching.
Exactly. Like father-son dink touching, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, Pureflix, hit us up for that sponsorship at any time.
We're good.
We're waiting. pureboyspod@gmail.com. We're just patiently waiting.
Yeah, we should probably get an @Hotmail, @Yahoo, just so they know.
Yeah, know that we're serious. When you were in high school, did you get an @gunit.com email address?
I did not.
Oh, that's a shame. You should have had one. They were all the rage.
I wasn't serious as a kid.
What were you?
I was more of a @MSN guy.
You were an ICQ guy.
Oh,
Ooh, setting your away status. Oh, having dinner. BRB. Literally, no one cares.
ASL.
ASL. We go to high school together. You know me.
Yeah, I had internet sex with a stranger.
Oh. Turned out it was your dad. Welcome to Nashville.
Bucket loads of Cashville.
Oh, yeah. So the next morning, Becca shows up and is like, "Hey, just so you know, tomorrow I'm going to Haiti." He's like, "Okay."
Gives him a Bible.
Yeah, gives him a Bible. She's like, "I'm off to go work on Wyclef Jean's re-election campaign in Haiti. I'll see you later."
If I ever write anything, I want to recreate this scene. And after she gives him the Bible and tells him she's going to Haiti, I want the other character to throw the Bible down and say, "I Haiti that idea." I just could see Jake doing that for real.
I really like that. I think that's a great line. I think that that's something Jake would say, and she would go, "Oh, I love you. Let's go on a date."
Yeah, let's make out.
No, kiss my cheek. Once on each side,
Threesome
like an
with
Italian.
Zoe.
Ooh, Zoe is not interested.
As she shouldn't be.
Right?
Because she Hades that idea too.
And she's no one's sloppy seconds. She is not interested in Jake's rebound with her, his rebound attempt with her. So pathetic, Jake. What are you doing?
Yeah, she's a full first.
Exactly. And I love that Jake is like, "Becca, it's not going to work out between us. You're just a good little church girl who's going to marry a good little church boy someday." And I went, "Yeah, that's you, Jake. That's your future. You're going to be a good little church boy someday very soon."
Yeah, with suspenders and everything.
Mm-hmm. And what
do you know about pain?
I love like Becca's story that she tells Jake, which it's just the most like religious movie, like darkest day story ever, where she's like, My mom was being mean to me, so I started doing every drug imaginable. It's like, okay. And then I was going to kill myself. And then the God spoke to me and said that I shouldn't kill myself. Okay, and then I didn't. I stopped doing every drug known to mankind, and I went to the Lord instead. It's like, it couldn't just be coke. It has to be every drug ever invented ever. She can't just do a little
that's because
coke.
she doesn't know about drugs. She was probably doing weed and, like, ecstasies.
Ooh, that's good. Ooh, turn your brain into Swiss cheese on that ecstasy.
Sitting right next to me.
Hey. So then she leaves and Jake's like, when are you back? And she's like, in 2 months. Just chill, bro. Like, we'll hook up then. Don't worry. I'm going to Haiti. I'm not going to get laid in Haiti.
Yeah, I'm not going to China. I'm just going to Haiti.
Right?
2 months.
Like, yeah, Wyclef's going to make a pass at me, but I'll say no. He's 50 years old, and I'm not interested in the refugee camp.
Yeah, been there, done that.
Exactly, yeah. Where's Prost? Can you give me Prost's number? I'd rather sleep with him.
Prost Daddy?
Yeah, Prost, Ghetto Superstar. Which, hey,
that's
listeners,
who you are.
when was the last time you listened to Ghetto Superstar? That song slaps. That song is still a banger. Ghetto Superstar is great.
Yeah, I probably listened to it in the last, like, year or so.
Right? Well, you watch Bulworth every year, so you're going to hear it at least in that at some point.
I listened to Boldworth.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good. So Jake's like, he starts reading she leaves, whatever. Jake starts reading the cards that his dad gave him over the years, and he's like crying, and immediately I'm like, oh, he's gonna write a country song about this, because that's great fodder for a country song. Like, found all these old letters that my dad sent to me. But then he doesn't write a song about that. He writes a song about Becca, and I'm like, well, what a waste of your trauma, Jake. You have a life built for a country song, and you just ignore all that to write the most generic love ballad I've ever heard. It's disappointing.
Yeah, he even, like, emotionally looks like he has, like, a light bulb moment where he's, like, about to pick up a pen and a pad and write a song about what he's experiencing, but he just doesn't.
No, just writes a song about, like, every heart that's been broken can be unbroken. You're like, well, great. How insightful. Excellent.
I wish instead of that song, it was just Welcome to Nashville with slightly different lyrics and a little bit down tempo.
Mm-hmm. Birthday cards full of Cashville. So Jake goes back to the bar, and Zoe's playing, and it's like closing time, but she's just like playing a pretty decent song. I didn't mind Zoe's song. I thought it was fine. Yeah. Move Forwards with Me or whatever. And
Mufasa with me.
Exactly. Meanwhile, Jake is getting just hammered at the bar, hammered at the bar, to the point where the bartender's like, this last drink is on me, and then you better get the frick out of here. So, and at one point, Jake stands up and is like, I'm Jake Sully. Everybody in Nashville knows me. And then nobody reacts to it, and Zoe never even, like, looks up at him. Like, nobody seems to even hear that he does that. It's a very sad moment for him.
Well, they're trying to ignore the duty boy that's at the bar getting hammered drunk.
Exactly.
And there's always that guy that, like, is yelling stupid stuff at a bar, and he's just the worst.
Yeah, for real. His name is Jake Sully, and we hate him. Meanwhile, the jabroni from the start of the movie, who Jake beat up, shows up with two giant dudes, and they're like, that's that guy, and they leave the bar, and you go, oh, they're gonna beat up Jake, and sure enough, he leaves the bar, and they're waiting outside, and, like, the guy who is like, who Jake punched at the start of the movie is like, huh? Hey, you punk, like, you're a loser, and I'm gonna beat you up. And so the two giant guys grab Jake, and then this other guy just, like, beats the hell out of him, the whole time going like, you're pathetic. And it's like, you needed two giant dudes to beat up a guy who's so drunk he could barely stand. You don't get to call that guy pathetic. Look in the mirror, pal.
Yeah, just before his last punch, he's like, you're pathetic. And he's being held by two other men. And this guy beat the crap out of you before.
He's so drunk he can barely stand. Like
Yeah.
a child you could have beaten him up without the two guys. That's how drunk he is. But instead, you have your boys hold him. They beat him up and then they rob him. They take his wallet and his boots. And it's like, I hate to be, you're pointing one finger at Jake and 3 fingers back at yourself when you say you're pathetic, because I got news for you, bud. You're pathetic. God.
Yes. Point that finger right back at yourself. He should have been taint.
Oh, maybe he was. We never get his name.
That's true. Amy's taint.
Hey, it's me, Amy's taint. You're pathetic. So
I love that they steal his stuff.
right,
and his boots.
that's a funny thing to do, and like it must be some kind of country boy thing to steal someone's boots. Like that's got to be one of the highest forms of disrespect. They took my bolo tie and my boots. Am I even country anymore?
As a musician in the country genre, that is so emasculating.
You're a musician in the country genre?
No, like as somebody.
So Jake's KO'd in the alley. He wakes up to the country angel singing to him, and he's like,
beer.
Where'd that guy go? Where did you see where those guys went?" And he's like, "I've just been here singing my song." And Jake's like, "Well, what good are you? Did you see the guys that beat me up?" He's like, "Nope, I've just been here singing my song."
Yeah, the guy offers no help. He doesn't offer to like help him up or like give him his own boots or some socks or something.
And he's an angel. He can afford that. He could just give him his boots and then disappear, and it wouldn't mean anything to him. At least give him your bandana to wrap around his feet.
Yeah, you could snap your fingies and give him some moccasins, but you don't. You just give him a bunch of vague answers and a bunch of god lines. Right?
And also, there's this weird meta thing where Jake goes, You look like somebody, and the angel goes, "Larry Gatlin?" And he goes, he's like, "Larry Gatlin? I get that all the time." Guess what, listeners? It is Larry Gatlin of the Gatlinburg brothers.
Of the Gatlin brothers. Gatlinburg, is that?
That's a little shout out to Facing the Giants. You talking about the Gatlinburg brothers?
Gatlinburg brothers.
Yep. And he's like, "That's the Hindenburg."
I love hearing about the Lindenberg.
Right?
Hindenburg.
Isn't that the cheese? That's Lindbergh. You know? All these great bits from that movie. So, he is Larry Gatlin. So it's just this weird scene where he's like, "You look like Larry Gatlin." He's like, "I get that all the time." But you are Larry Gatlin. And you're an angel? Dios mío. I don't understand what's going on.
It was probably in his contract that he had to say his real name so he could get some like runoff P money.
Exactly, yeah. He also does this great thing that I love in Christian movies where he's just dumping a bunch of stuff about the Lord on Jake and being like, "The Lord will save you. The Lord's a good dude." And Jake's like, "Quit trying to push this country or this Jesus stuff on me." And Larry Gatlin goes, "I'm not doing that. I'm just singing my song for anybody who needs to hear it." And it's like, dude, you haven't shut up about the Lord since you showed up. Like, don't be coy now and be like, "I wasn't talking about the Lord." It's like you said Jesus Christ 50 times when you were talking to him. Who else were you talking about?
That's basically all these come to Jesus characters in these movies.
Mm.
They're just dinks. They're god dinks.
They're pushy. They get people at their lowest point and then go, "Turn to God." I wasn't talking about God. What are you doing?
Yeah, and then when people push back, they're all like, "Hey, come on now."
Hey, I'm just saying things. I'm just asking questions. That's all. Yeah, they're racist questions, but I'm just asking questions. It's fine.
Let go, let God.
Exactly. Look at this neon sign that changes from rear entrance to Matthew 11:28. And then as you see that, I disappear because I'm an angel.
He leaves a guitar.
He does leave a guitar, but I don't think Jake takes it. Like, I think he just leaves it.
Yeah, I have one. I don't need it.
I've got a bunch. I got one that my dad gave me when I was a kid, and he sang me this stupid Like a Country song.
Song.
It's like, "My dog is dead, and my truck is dead, and my trailer's dead. My life's turning out like a country song."
Yeah, it's a brilliant song written by a brilliant person.
That's true.
God.
Exactly. God wrote Achy Breaky Heart. It's beautiful.
I think the devil wrote that one.
Hey, come on. When you were in school, did you, like elementary school, did you ever have to dance to that song?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, me too. We made cowboy vests out of large paper bags when I was in kindergarten, and then we all did a line dance to "Achy Breaky Heart." I have distinct memories of that.
Being a child is so weird. I had to dance to "Achy Breaky Heart" a lot. The Macarena. Oh my god.
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah,
amount
yeah.
of times I did the Macarena in
Mhm.
school.
We learned how to line dance when I was in elementary school, and they're like, put your thumbs in the belt loops of your pants. But my pants didn't have belt loops because I was wearing, I guess, sweatpants or something, and it caused me so much stress. I was like, where am I supposed to put my thumbs? I don't have belt loops. And they're like, tuck them into your pants then. So I stuck both hands down the front of my pants and then did my country dance.
Great.
Yeah.
You figured it out, but that is a lot of pressure for a young one.
Yeah.
A little Nina.
Yeah, that's right. Little Sancho. So then turns out Jake and his dad both read Matthew 11:28 at the same time, because the Lord works in mysterious ways. Whatever.
Yeah, they come together.
Exactly. Time to get right with the Lord, mother fricker. That's what Larry Gatlin says to him. He grabs both his ears and pulls him in close and says, time to get right with the Lord, mother fricker.
Yeah, and there's a montage of that very thing happening.
Mm-hmm. Praying, let's go, let's God, is what he keeps saying. We keep forgetting to
and
say
Jake-
that. We gotta get back into let's go, let's God. We need to say it enough that we can put it on a t-shirt and sell it.
Yeah, and we'll sell millions.
Let's go, let's God. You heard it here first.
Tramp stamp.
Exactly. Stamp tramp. What did you say though? You said it better than that. Stamp tramp. No.
Tramp stamp?
Tramp stamp. No, I don't know what it was.
No, that's not right.
It's gone. Yeah.
Listeners, if you remember what we said, say it to us.
Tamp stramp. That's what you said.
Tamp stamp?
Tamp stramp. Yeah.
Nah, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah, that's true. So anyway, Jake gets right with the Lord. He goes to apologize to Becca, and she's like, nah, I'm off to Haiti. And he's like, okay, I just wanted to let you know that you're so beautiful. And she goes, I'll be back in 2 months, Jake. It's fine.
She folds like a Chinese wrapping paper.
Oh, he crumples her. She says like he winks an eye at her and just crumples her. And he led that girl to the Lord that day.
I don't know why I've brought up China so many times during
I don't
this
know either, man.
episode.
It's weird.
It's weird.
I love that Jake, it's been like 1 day since he saw her last when he was drunk and furious, and he just goes to her and is like, I was an angry person then, and I'm not now. It's like, you can't, that's not a claim you can make. It's been less than 24 hours, and the last time she saw you, you were livid about something. Like, you can't just, all my anger is gone forever.
And Becca, once again, stands her ground, and at the very end feels bad for him. And it's like, I'll be back.
Yeah,
2
don't
months.
worry. Don't worry. Hey, I love you.
Let's go get spaghetti. I love you.
Exactly. So Becca cracks. She totally loves him. Finally, Boo Boo Stewart comes back into the movie. He's been gone for most of this movie. Looking great. Tight t-shirt, long hair, just pulling it off. Good look.
Yeah. Sweat in all the right places.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's why Becca falls in love with him again. He gives her a CD. He's like, here's a CD here's a little something to listen to on the plane. And she's like, I'll be back in 2 months, Jake. Please wait for me. He's like, okay, whatever.
On the CD, he wrote a big long message, but in that message, he says, I'm proud of who you've become. That is not something a boyfriend says to a girlfriend at all. That's like something a grandma says to her little Nina.
Her little Sancho. I say it to my wife all the time. I said, Lil Sancho, I'm proud of the little Sancho you've become, little Nina.
A wife is fine, but a person you've dated for a couple of months, no.
Right? Like, you barely know this person. It's like you haven't even celebrated one holiday together. That's how little time you've spent together. He's like, I'm really proud of you.
Who you've become is just gross.
I'm really proud that you found the Lord. You got saved. Not you got religious. So she listens to
changed man.
Exactly. She listens to the song, and it's just some garbage unbroken, like every heart that's been broken can be unbroken. And she's like weeping listening to it. It's like, all right. Have you never heard a country song before, Becca? I got 50 songs on deck that are the exact same as this one.
My favorite part of that scene is it's a slow like pan into her room, and there's no shot of a iced coffee. But like as the camera goes in, you see more of the room. So I'm like, come on, iced coffee, come on, iced coffee, come on, iced coffee. And at the very last moment, it shows off on her dresser at the corner of the screen, and I cheered my little lungs out. It was great.
I didn't
That
notice
was coffee number 7.
I love it. Well, she's consistent. I'll tell you that much. She never drank iced coffee before she found the Lord, and now she just can't get enough of it.
She's like addicted to this stuff.
Yeah, hook it right into my veins.
You think there's like a little cocaine in there?
No, well, for sure, of course. She did every drug known to man. Didn't you know that? For like 2 weeks, she did every drug available, and then almost killed herself, and then didn't, and then stopped doing drugs entirely because Jesus saved her.
Yeah, and she went to Haiti. She didn't drop her coke addict.
No, she's coming back with a butt full of coke from Haiti. That's why. Why do you think she went there?
Yeah, she's a mule.
Exactly. She's Clint Eastwood's The Mule.
My mind is blown.
My mind's telling me yes, but my body is telling me no. That's how that song starts, right? That's how Bump and Grind starts.
Yeah.
My
body!
my body is unbroken. So whatever. Then, Jake gets saved. Dude, we flash forward to 2 months later. Jake is in church listening to Matthew 11:28 again. That verse just keeps coming up. Billy Ray Cyrus is playing at a bar called like Himbos. And he's just like,
Himbros.
Yeah, Himbos. And he's like, we see Jake singing that Unbroken song. And then like the record execs are there and they're like, hey, this guy's got it. We're going to sign this guy. And then the next scene in a different bar, we see Billy Ray Cyrus singing like a country song, but it's the same backing band. It's the exact same band playing with him. And I went, well, who is this backing band? Are they just the Sully family band? Like they just play with all the Sullys? I don't understand.
Sully to me, baby. Yeah, they could only afford one backing band. They're not going to get another backing band.
They're a good band, though. That band is like killing. Yeah. I bet that's Jake Sully's actual country band.
Yeah.
Probably, right?
Jolie Smallbones.
Exactly. Jolie Smallbones and the Rathburns.
Yeah, I am a real woman.
You're looking at one.
Yeah.
Are you a real country band? You're looking at one. So Billy Ray Cyrus is singing like a country song, and he's like, all my friends are dead, like a country song. And then he just like stops. The music stops. And the band stops and they're looking at him, and you can hear the crowd being like, why did he stop? What's going on? And a part of me was like, is he going to sing Achy Breaky Heart now? Is he going to like or is he going to sing like Old Town Road? Like those are the only 2 Billy Ray Cyrus songs I know, and they're both bangers. So which one's it going to be? It's neither. Instead, old Jake Sully shows up and he has a microphone somehow at the back of the place, and he starts singing how the song turns around, and he's like, my dog came back to life, and my truck came back to life, and I love my wife like a country song. And then they love each other. They kiss on stage, and that's the end.
Yeah, the credits roll, and that's the end.
Yeah.
2 months later, wrap up the movie.
Yep. The country angel shows up at Himbos, and Becca comes back from Haiti and shows up at Himbos, and everyone's just at Himbos, just watching this family reunion take place. Boo Boo Stewart's there with his sister and whatever. It's just a nice...
Yeah, Becca has a bunch of like scars on her face and like a black eye.
Yeah, she looks like Seal now. She's got a bunch of scars. She's got...
pockmarks.
She's got like those like tight, Barbados dreads in her hair. Not dreads, the braids, the like little like with the beads in them. She's got those now. And her face is covered in scars, and yeah.
She looks like she's been doing meth and not eating correctly for a couple of months.
Like one of her eyes kind of has like a milky like white film over it. Like she's not blind, but she's like going blind if you had to guess. Life has been, the 2 months have been rough on her.
Yeah, she looks really milky. Haiti didn't do right for her.
Yeah, she got like the opposite of a tan in Haiti. She's like whiter than ever. She's glowing as she walks in. She's an angel, a country angel.
Yeah. Wink.
Like a country song. And then the movie ends on Billy Ray Cyrus. Like it zooms in on him, and then he's like kind of like smiling like an idiot, and then it fades to black. And you go, Well, he's not the star of the movie though. Like he's like a secondary character. Why does he get the final shot? Jake's story is just kind of like wrapped up in a montage, and Billy Ray Cyrus gets the big finale. It's weird. Well, star power, right? Go with your star.
Yeah, you got to sell the film,
Yeah.
baby.
Also, at one point they make mention of Brad Paisley, which got me pretty psyched. He's one of my favorite country stars.
Yeah, you're really hoping for that Paisley finish.
Yeah, I was gonna say me too. Yeah, me too. You're right. Hey, what did you think of Like a Country Song?
I thought it was okay. We've seen worse films, and I like movies with music in it. It really cuts through the chaff.
Mm-hmm.
I would give this 3 out of 3.
That's good. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Yeah, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
I'd give them all 3 of those. What did you think?
You know what? As someone who loves country music, as someone who loves Christian movies, this movie had it all. I'd give it 3 out of 3.
Which ones?
3. I'd give it gold, frankincense, and myrrh. That's what I'd give it.
That's what I was hoping for.
Mm-hmm. So anything else? Any closing words?
I love you.
I love you. We love you. We're probably going to get a new outro as well. This song made me laugh when I first heard it, and it's just, I don't know. I don't really like it all that much.
It's slow at the top.
Yeah. I just picked it because it's like Jesus offended. That's like a funny thing.
Oh, holy Jesus, how hast thou offended that man to judge thee hath in hate pretended?
Frick.